Welcome back to another dose of the Dopamine Dealer podcast, where we serve up the realest conversations on life, mental health, and the grind, with just enough humor to keep you sane. I'm your host, Dylan Teetle, and today we're diving deep into the rhythm and the reality of the creative life. We also got a special guest in the building, my first one ever, and I'm appreciative to have him on. He's an up-and-coming artist and a community leader. I hope I'm saying this right, bro. Aneka?
Inaka
Uh,
Betek.
I got you,
Close,
bro.
close.
Yeah, man, he's a real good guy. He does a lot of things for the Boys and Girls Club. So let's get into this, man. I'm gonna start off with some questions I got for you. So the first thing I got, take us back to the beginning, man. Where were you born, and how did your childhood environment shape the person we see today?
Yeah, so I was born in Cameroon, Africa. I moved to the USA when I was 8 years old, and it was a quick and strong cultural shock to me because how my life was in Africa was totally different from how my life is was in America up to today. So in Cameroon, I was like the kid that, everybody wanted to be around, had a bunch of friends, everybody wanted to be my friends, all the little girls like me and stuff. I was that cute kid. And then when I moved here, it was like the total opposite. I'm going to school, I'm by myself. I'm getting made fun of a lot because I'm from Africa. Hearing jokes like, oh, I used to sleep in a hut. I used to go hunting with monkeys and I'm chasing lions and tigers and all types of stuff. I'm just living in the wild with animals. And, and that kind of traumatized me because from the time that I moved here up to now, I saw how that affected me and it kept me like silent because I started to feel like my words didn't matter. What I thought didn't matter. What I felt didn't matter. Cause in school it was like, people are saying things to me. I'm trying to respond back, but they're not really giving me, a chance to like to really respond or answer a lot of the questions and things they were saying about me. So I just kept like a vow of silence for like many, many, many years, and it's really just um up to now me being a man that I'm really starting to open up, and that's like part of the reason why I really found the passion for music. So my childhood, you know, depending on what I mean where you ask me. And Cameroon again, like I said, I lived a pretty good life. Always had like a maid or a butler around, and then moving here to the USA, it's 10 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment with my uncle and aunt and their 2 kids. And then from there, my mom, she got our own spot. We moved out. We moved to the east side of Salisbury, Maryland, and I just started to like. And again, I'm just still in the transition mode of picking up a lot of things, learning my environment, the people I'm coming across. And I opened up a little bit more. And on the east side of Maryland, I grew up Moss Hill, um, in the Church Street area, which is, considered like the hood. So I ended up, just picking up a lot of those, hood mentality aspects, but yet still keeping my core foundation of where I came from. So I have a very complex life, man.
No, that's extremely fascinating, man, and
Yeah.
I can only imagine how different it was coming here. I know that we were talking before I even started recording, man. I feel like the media and everyone, they try to make us all like we're so different, and like I
Hmm.
do absolutely understand. People have different backgrounds and they have different things that they can add, but I just think it's a point of a closed mind and not being willing to just look and see that we're all human beings, and the fact
Right.
that I hear so many people like yourself tell me how differently people treat you from the time they're kids, and like kids aren't born with that, man. That's taught, and
Right.
that's the kind of things that I think need to change.
Yeah,
And good for you from having that background, man, and still trying to be positive and make it different. That's what this life's about.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, I came here at age 8, and what I realized is at age 8 is when you start finding your independency away from your parents, and you start finding yourself. So I came here at a point where I'm developing. I'm supposed to be developing myself how I'm supposed to be, but the cultural shock and the things that I went through kind of like interrupted all of that. And so for years up to an adult, I always knew like I was meant for something, but I didn't really know what it was. And a lot of the decisions I made was just based on what I was observing from other people and what I thought I should do based on the perspective of others.
Hey, dude, I can relate to that a lot, to be honest with you. And I think a lot of us in this world, man, we all like we chase the approval of others, and
Yeah,
sometimes I feel like that makes you lose yourself
facts.
because at the end of the day, if you can just be yourself, anyone who doesn't like that, as long as you're not hurting other people and you're just simply trying to get through life and embrace those around you, if they don't like it, man, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about that good energy, bro.
Facts, for real.
So tell me a little bit more about your music, man. When you really start like kind of getting into that? And I know you told me that's been like a big part of helping you get through some of the bull crap you've been through in your life.
Mhm. Yeah, so I actually started music way back in high school. Like, some friends and I, like during lunchtime, like we used to rap during lunch. And then I started actually recording my senior year. And I noticed like the songs I was recording, like a lot of people didn't gravitate to I guess like my style of music I was making because I stepped out the boundaries of just talking about, I mean, street stuff, talking about drugs. I wanted to create themes, wanted to create concepts, wanted to, I mean, put things in music that, you know, my imaginations, like just everything. I wanted to use music and just talk about everything, not just based on one specific type of topic. So, I mean, again, coming from, I mean, that hood background, it like people wasn't feeling that. They was like, yeah, he can rap, but I mean, we don't feel what he's talking about. So, and again, me having to realize that it made me feel as though, I mean, no one wanted to hear my music. So for years, I did music, but I never released it publicly. I always did it like in secret, and I'll only let my ears listen to it. And it wasn't until 2020 when I actually stepped out and started putting my music out publicly. And the reason for that was because during that time I was going through a stage of like depression, and I didn't know, what my life was. I kept just wondering what I was meant to do in life. And I just, I mean, I was just in a state and just felt like I was going down. And so I ended up having like a vision that made me realize what I was meant for in this life. And so when I had that vision, I realized that music was the way for me to fulfill my purpose. And ever since then, I've just been on that path and just um fulfilling what I'm meant to do in this world.
I think that's beautiful, bro. I think we all need a way, to express ourselves and get through the bad times. And if you can turn it into something positive and help other people get through situations similar to
Yeah,
yours, without having to make some of the mistakes that you made or I made. Because I'll be honest with you, man, I was born in a straight up suburban neighborhood, and it's called North Bell Vernon, right outside of Pittsburgh. And for some reason, because I guess I grew up in an area like that, I actually myself was drawn more towards the drugs on the streets, listening
yeah,
to like crazy rap songs, bro, because the rappers, they get all the girls, they got all this
yeah,
money. It's like people look up to them, but it's like the stuff they're rapping about now that they're like that big into it, they're not doing that stuff no more. But you have all these young kids listening to it thinking it's the way, and then their
yeah,
life's done before they even get it shot. And it's sad because it's all about your environment and where you come from. And if some of them young bucks don't have any type of mentor in their life, like there's no difference. I would tell my dad all the time growing up, bro, you drop me off in the middle of the projects and you don't give me a parent or a mentor that tries to align me, I would end up that same way, you
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
that's
mean,
facts.
like how I see it is, like it's the marketing and the propaganda of what's being put out. You know what I mean? So you ended up listening to it because based on what they're trying, I mean, to get people to see and get people like to feel, think, and act a certain type of way. And you know what I mean, I understand you're like you're white and Caucasian, but like the I guess like the theme or the meaning of actually doing that was to like try to get like continuously put people like me, black people, in a down state to make us seem like we're dangerous to the world. I mean, I grew up having to learn that and really see like see the games that we're actually playing and don't realize who's the mastermind behind everything that's happening and how we're living our daily lives.
Oh, man. Honestly, I can't imagine myself growing up, in that kind of a situation, man. But I think it all
Right,
starts like with young men like yourself, like not being afraid to speak up,
right, right.
because that's the whole thing, bro. I feel like us as men, like they don't want us talking about our feelings. They want
Yeah,
you just eating that shit up, and then you get so angry with yourself, dude, that maybe you do go out there and you do something stupid, and
yeah,
then you mess your whole life up over it. And it's just like if you just talk about your feelings, find people around you that see the positive in you instead of putting you down and talking crap and trying to
right.
one up you all the time, bro. I feel like a lot of people have went through similar things as you and myself, and it's just I'm happy now that I'm 31, and I'm starting to realize certain things that are important and certain things that aren't, like people judging you,
Yeah.
like things like
Hmm.
that. It's sad to me, bro, because there's so many people out there that just they feel like their life's done before it even starts, all because of what ifs and what other people say about them. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that us putting this stuff out here, we'll be able to get more people speaking up because I think there's a lot of people that think just like us, man.
Yeah, for real. I believe it too.
So I guess my next question for you, my man. In an industry that thrives on like hustle culture and late nights, how do you protect your mental health and keep your own dopamine levels balanced?
I always take a break. Again, music is therapeutic for me. I work 5 days a week, and then I try to do. I also um, have time to do my music stuff, but I have breaks to make sure that I'm always refreshed. Um, to be a father, a working man, and an artist as well. So I'm not burning myself out trying to grind to the point where I'm getting tired and I'm having all types of different issues internally. So I give myself a break from a lot of things that I need to do and I want to do. So again, music to me is my biggest way, I mean, of just having that peace. Because when I write, when I write, I'm expressing thoughts, I'm expressing, feelings that I have deep inside and a lot of things that I've learned and experienced. So having that release, it keeps me at peace.
No, that's beautiful, bro. That's why, to be honest with you, I'm trying to start podcasting out, trying to get
Yeah,
more people like yourself on here because the only thing I really got for myself is the gym. And that's another thing that I can't speak enough about, man. Like the gym to me is my happy place. It's like I'm not the biggest, strongest dude in the world, but the things it does for me mentally and the
right.
confidence it gives me and everything like that. But I'm to the point where I needed something else, man.
Yeah.
And I wish I had some music talent, but I definitely don't got that. But it's cool to have people on here that do.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
and the thing like about me being good at music, it comes from me being able to write.
oh
So
yeah,
when I
you write your
transitioned
own
that
music.
to music, all I had to do was just make what I was writing about just rhyme. So it was fairly easy for me because I've always been a great writer.
No, that's awesome, bro. And I'm sure with your background, like you're gonna have a lot of stuff that lyrically that a lot of dudes that grow up here aren't gonna have.
Right? Yeah.
So, my next question for you, man, with AI generated music and voices taking over social media, do you see it as a tool for yourself for like creativity, or do you see it more as a threat to the soul of an artist?
I see that is I'll say it's actually both. You can, as an artist, you can use AI in terms of like trying to gain more exposure for your music. You can use it for that. The bad thing about AI is that it seems as though like AI is taking some of the spots for artists that artists would get. For example, like when Timberland, signed an AI artist. Good thing about that is he doesn't have to deal with the headache of a person. He doesn't have to deal with emotions. He doesn't have to deal with like backlash from that person, or if anything might go wrong with that person. So that's the good thing. Good thing about it. Now the flip side of that is, um, you know, that means that an artist now doesn't have like that spot in the industry. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like getting hired. You're supposed to get hired, but you don't get hired. You know what I mean? So
No, I get it completely, bro. I
yeah,
personally, I'm a sales representative for a cellular company, man, and I can already tell, like with my job, AI is coming for it. So I feel
yeah,
like there's a lot of pros, like I said, like doing this whole podcasting thing. I used AI a lot to be able to help me with those, but I do think that like when it gets into the wrong hands, which I'm sure it already has, I could see
hmm
it doing a lot of bad.
oh
But
yeah,
I do see a lot of good potential in it too, and that's
yeah,
the sad thing of humans, man. It's like we could do so much good with it, but we know there's gonna be some bad. But as always, I feel like we just roll with it. We'll get through it somehow.
yeah, for sure.
So the next thing, this really stood out to me when you messaged me. I think this is one of the coolest things about you that I know. Tell me, kind of how it is being a club manager for the boy and girls club, and how does working with that youth demographic correlate to the stories you tell in your music?
All right, so as far as music, well, let me say this first. My purpose overall is to inspire, motivate, and guide people in this life. So that's what I'm here for. So when it comes to working with the youth, I'm fulfilling that purpose by being a club manager, by just trying to guide them through the right path in life. And through my music, I'm doing the exact same thing by showing them that, hey, you know what I mean, you, it's cool to be yourself. It's cool to like think differently, and it's cool to find your passion and want to be something in life. You don't have to fall into the crowd. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. If you feel that whatever people are doing is wrong, if you truly feel that, you don't have to do it just because everybody's doing it. And I mean, be the difference. And that's how you're going to make your community better. That's how you're going to make your environment better.
No, I think that's beautiful, bro. It's kind of like I was saying earlier, especially when you're a kid, like you'll do literally anything to get
Hmm.
approval from your peers. And it's like you might have that voice in your head telling you don't do something, but then the other voice in your head is like, well, if I do it, maybe they'll like me. It's like
Right.
the sad part is if you have, you're a kid and there's kids like that around you, if they make you do things like that, they're not actually your friend, but you don't realize
Right.
that. And then I feel like a lot of those kids, if they don't have someone, telling them this, you get older and it's still kind of the same thing. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, this is something bad I'm going to do, but my boys will think I'm cool for doing it. So I'm going to do it.
Right. Yeah. And like before I actually started working at the Boys and Girls Club, I used to work at a detention center as the rec coordinator. So I'm
Oh,
in there
wow.
with like, yeah, with like teenagers. And crazy thing is like some of those teenagers, they've already made the decision that they're gonna have a criminal career. Like they've already made the choice, like this is what my life is gonna be. I'm gonna go down this path and that's it for me. So working with the Boys and Girls Club now, it's like I'm able to catch them before they start having that mentality and help and guide them the right way. You know what I mean? So I mean that's like another thing that I just love about it, man.
No, I think that's beautiful, bro. Like I said, I really think that more men like yourself coming up and talking about your experiences and showing kids that there's more to life than, you know, what you see on TV and you're hearing rap music, man. And I think it's good that you're taking rap. I absolutely love rap myself, and don't get me wrong, I like a lot of the more, like, I guess, gangster type rap songs.
Yeah,
But we need some good lyricism out there, and we need people letting these kids know that, like, yeah, does it suck sometimes working a 9 to 5? It does, but like, you can get everything you want out of life, you know,
right.
doing that. And then you can do things like you're doing, making music, making podcasts. Like, there's so many things in life that can give you purpose if you just look for them.
Facts.
So I think what we're gonna get into now, my man, is we're gonna do the closing part. This is gonna be a little bit of a rapid fire. And I'm gonna this first question for sure. As soon as we get off of here, I'm gonna check it out myself. One song of yours that everyone must hear to understand who you are.
That's NOC, No Other Champion. It's on all streaming platforms, and that song just summarizes like basically everything that I've had to go through in life, ups and downs. It talks about uh I mean, no matter what regrets, failures, or mistakes you've had in your life, there's still more to live. Learn from your mistakes, learn from your failures, and make yourself a better person. I mean, it just means it's just a self reflection about who you are, and to let everybody know that they are champions of their own life story.
That's awesome, bro. That's absolutely beautiful. I'm a big person that says, you know, if you're feeling some type of way, you gotta love people around you. Tell them. Don't just let that build up in your head, because that's what happens. You
Mhm.
sit in your head all day and you don't talk about your feelings, and
Yeah,
then you go crazy and you really start to believe all that negativity in your brain. And
right.
it's like a lot of it's just your brain misfiring. It's not even
Yeah.
reality. Like, part of being a human being, man.
Uh,
What's one thing you say that about life as a club manager that would surprise people?
as a club manager, I'll say entertaining. There's every day there's something new with the kids, and it's just be funny just hearing some of the stories that they tell about their day in school, what they going through. Even when like they come in angry or they come in sad, and you're able to just figure out why. You know what I mean? Why they're feeling the way they're feeling as opposed to other different days. So it's just a learning experience.
No, I think that's cool, bro. Especially like if you know you listen to them, and then while you're figuring out why they're feeling the way they're feeling, I feel like sometimes you might be helping them also realize
Yeah,
why. Because that's another thing that ain't talked about a lot when you're a kid or at all in school, is how to simply deal with your emotions and just get through the day, you know,
yeah.
without just
Uh-huh.
sliding downhill. So the last
Right.
question for you, my friend, and this is a big one. If you could collab with one person, living or the dead, for the vibes alone, like to spend a day with, rap with, whatever, who would it be?
Oh man. It would have to be between Tupac and, believe this or not, I think someone like a Prince or Michael Jackson.
No, I respect that, bro. I mean, that's like kind of a perfect example of what you're telling me you are, bro. That's two completely different type of like artists, but
Yeah.
they're so talented in their own branch.
Yeah. Yep. Now, and reason why I even say like Prince or Michael Jackson is because like I feel like collabing with them would have brought like a different aspect to music. It would have like merged, everything, hip hop, rock, pop, merge everything and just really see unity amongst people.
No, I can see that completely, bro. I always tell people, if you're ever in a car with me and I hit my shuffle mode, bro, you'll have rap, you'll have country, you'll have alternative, you'll have like scene kid music, and then I even got like Indian music, Russian music, Chinese music. Like, it all makes you feel different. Like, that's the one part I
Yeah,
guess I have in me. I don't really rap, but I definitely can feel music, and in every type of songs, you know, they all
right.
make you feel
Yeah,
different.
for
So
sure.
another big thing I want to tell you, bro, is I really appreciate you coming on today. Again, you're like the first person that I've had on this. I hope 6 months from now I've had, 15, 20 other people. And I'm like, hey, bro, you're trying to get back on, because it was an absolute pleasure having you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um,
I don't mind.
no, I appreciate it, bro. I hope you blow up. And then I got one more thing to say, and we're pretty much out of here. Remember, man, and all my viewers that we're going to have on this, life is heavy, but the vibes don't have to be. Keep your head up,
Thanks.
your humor dark, and your dopamine levels high. I'm
Let's
Dylan
go.
Teetle. This is Noc, and we'll catch you on the next one, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. You have a great night, my friend.